Hi, welcome to another episode of Mom Does It All. If you're looking for encouragement, empowerment, and uplifting in motherhood and mompreneurship, this is a show for you. I'm your host, Marta Spurk, triplet mom, certified success coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. In this episode, I talk about how important it is to revisit your past and relive certain moments to develop gratitude and use your present to move you forward. I talk about the resource I've been working on, which is 3 steps to become more aware and mindful and find your happy. Let's get right to it. It's time to announce the winner of this week's giveaway, Natasha Nikita. Thank you so much for participating. You'll be getting your Stella Dot goodies in no time. And guys, stay tuned for our next giveaway. We have 2 amazing ones coming up in April. Don't miss out. Lately, I've been reflecting a lot on how as I go through motherhood and go through this postpartum journey that never ends, for as long as you're a mom, I have really been choosing to be aware and mindful of what I'm doing. And as you've been following me, you've seen that I've been documenting this whole experience. And especially with the podcast, I feel like the documentation has been even more intense. And especially lately, as I came out and said I don't enjoy my role as a mom sometimes as much as I thought I would. And I don't know if it's because it's triplets, if it's because they turned 3 and it's a very challenging age, or because of my husband working out of town for 4 months. But I found myself really, really overwhelmed because up until that point, I'd been really strong in doing all of the things by myself. I would take them to play dates by myself. I would take them to the museum, to the zoo. I was doing everything myself, and I really felt empowered, and I felt invincible, and I was tackling all of the things and doing the triplet motherhood thing really well. And then all of these things all of a sudden hit me as almost like a humbling experience that I don't have it all together. And I realized that I really ran into my own limitations. And as I was going through this thing, I decided I was going to share that it was freaking hard, that I was struggling. And it was amazing, the feedback that I got from other moms. I feel like being vulnerable and letting this show really helped women connect with me and my message a lot more. And it's not that I was trying to hide before, but it really wasn't as challenging as it is right now. And as it became challenging, I kind of debated on whether I should just spill the beans and be like, this is really freaking hard, or just continue on what I was doing. But I decided to be really open with my audience and with you. And I'm glad that I did, because it's by sharing this imperfection, I feel like I am getting closer to everyone that's listening to me and, sharing that I fall apart and that I break down too. But at the same time, I've been making it a purpose to be aware of my feelings and my thoughts. So it's not that I'm just going through what everybody else is going through. I am going through what everybody else is going through, but I am also actively pursuing the source of my feelings and my thoughts and trying to understand what I'm going through so that I can kind of narrate that to you. And what has been happening is women saying, I feel the same way. And then I kind of share how I deal and how I cope and what's been helping me. And this has been helping other women too, because this is what I've been learning that I shared on episodes before. Challenges are gifts, right? I have been choosing to learn from the hard times, to not just stay in the low and mope, give myself that time, of course, but rise above learning something from that low, learning something about myself first and foremost, right? And this is what I encourage women to do, is to learn from the mistakes, from the hard times. And as I share this, I've been noticing more and more how your mess really is your message, right? There's this quote out there, and I love it because it's so true. So my mess in figuring out my way through motherhood really has become my message, especially as I started getting more vulnerable and sharing how hard this is. And my struggles and me being aware of them and working through them is a lesson that I want to share with you so you can be empowered by knowing you're not alone, and also learn tools, strategies, techniques to get you out of the hard times, or to help you go through the hard times easier, if you will. And I talked about creating something to help women and moms postpartum to go through this process of awareness of themselves. And as I was working on it, I realized how important it is to go back into your past and relive certain moments to create this awareness. And this is, nothing new. It's just really fine-tuning of everything that I've been working on. But this really kind of became even more intense for me recently as I started talking to women and women telling me I have had no support from my physicians after becoming a mom. I've had zero support from anybody. I'm kind of like alone in this situation, even though I have friends that I can talk to. It's just like me finding my way by myself. And I know that it has to be like that because it's your very own journey. But I feel like there are certain things that we should have access to, like a community, like what I created, the Mom Does It All community, or like the podcast where I interview other women. And now I want to bring something else to help you with this awareness, to create like a routine for yourself where you're actively paying attention to these things and not just victimizing yourself to all the overwhelm around you in motherhood. And I told you I was going to be working on this. And as I was thinking about this over and over again, lots of different things around me started happening, as I usually say, as confirmation of what I was thinking. And, even the conversations that I have with women that message me and tell me how much they love the podcast. Recently, there was this one mom that told me about her journey in NICU and how her daughter, a singleton, had several complications after birth. Doctor said she would probably not make it, and she's alive and well. I forget how old she is, maybe 6 years old. And she said she created a whole funding and raised money for the cause. I believe it's a kidney disease. And I was like, this is amazing. Having women reach out to me and share their story, their life story with me because they listen to the show and they enjoy the encouragement so much. And it made me think about my NICU journey and all the things that I have already been through. And this is something that I have, been talking about so much, about being proud of your journey, being proud of your accomplishments, because when you look back and you create this acknowledgement for yourself of your own accomplishments as a woman, as a mom, you empower yourself to move forward and to know, I got this. This is really, really hard, but I'm going to figure out a way. I'm going to come out of this. I'm not just going to survive through this, but I'm going to thrive. And I'm going to learn, and I can help other women around me, because this is something you need to think about as well when you go through this process of awareness and mindfulness through motherhood. You're not just helping yourself, but you're being this beacon of light for other moms around you. And this is something that I've learned from the book May Cause Miracles. It's actually the very last week of the book with Gabby Bernstein, and she says that some of us have a time where we temporarily have more and others have temporarily less. And these are the times where we can be miracle workers, where we can help the people around us because we are in a better situation temporarily, because we're all equal at the end of the day, right? We all have hard times. We all have limitations. But at certain points in life, you master certain things. And then you can help others with that. And that doesn't mean that you have to create a multi-million-dollar business to help anybody or do a great cause, move to India and help the people. I'm just saying within your community right now, there are things that you can do to help the people around you. And in my heart, it has been to help the women around me and the women that are listening to me, which are not even just limited to my community. They're all over the world, which still blows my mind. And that's another thing, too, that I wanted to say today as I'm like cueing this new resource that I'm putting out there, is that we've officially reached over 10,000 downloads on the Mom Does It All podcast. And that is amazing. And, with it being less than a year and me doing nothing crazy, just literally putting this content out there and advertising it, promoting it the best that I can, it's just been, the message has been leading the way. And that's what makes me so happy, that I haven't done anything crazy. It's just
been putting myself and my heart on the line and having other moms resonate with that. So thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. It's because of you that I'm still doing this, because, even though I'm here to empower and encourage, you listening to me gives me the strength to keep going and to do this. And so it really, really is important to relive your past, to be proud of yourself, and to learn even from the hard times in the past too. And another thing that was confirmation for me was that recently my high school friends from Brazil created a group chat on WhatsApp to plan a 15-year reunion. Isn't that insane? It's been 15 years that I graduated high school. And as we talked about, all the things we went through and we went through memories, all of that really reinforced what I'm working on today and how important it is for you to use your past to get in touch with your essence and who you really are now. And this is something that I've been talking a lot about when I'm interviewed in other podcasts, and how I am noticing even through my kids, how at 3 years old, they're so different and they already have an essence to them. They already have their identity, and that's going to change over time and get fine-tuned and get suppressed by society, because that's just the way it goes. But there is that opportunity for them to reconnect with their true essence. And so help me God, I will teach them that so that they can do that by themselves. But this is what I want to do with you, mom, that are listening to me. It's to help you get in touch with your true essence. And the resource that I've been working on, it's called Find Your Happy. And I want to share with you 3 steps to create more awareness and to create this mindfulness by using your past and your present to propel you into your future. And as a sneak peek of it, so it's something that it's ongoing, but I already have, the outline for everything. And I want to share this outline with you. I want to give you this sneak peek. I want to give you access to this, and I'll share the link in the show notes for you to access it. It'll also be in my bio on Instagram. I'll share it in the Mom Does It All community. If you're not in there already, you should join us. So just type in Mom Does It All community on Facebook, and you're going to find it, because this is really in my heart. Helping moms create this awareness for themselves, so that they are more empowered through motherhood, so that they stop victimizing themselves. Because I feel like this is what happens. And it's not even that we are intentionally creating a pity party for ourselves. It's really that it's unknown territory, right? Especially as a first-time mom. And like I said before, even if you have a long period of time in between kids, it's like you go through the process all over again and you have no idea what you're doing. And even if it's really close together, I feel like every kid is a new challenge because they're so different. And you're at a different place in your life every time. So we're always changing, we're always evolving, and there's always room for us to pay closer attention to what we're doing so that we are more intentional. So this is really my invitation, and it is so related to what I said last week about being present and intentional with every area of your life, because this is what I'm noticing. Usually, when you're trying to focus so much on something, the other areas of your life are lacking, and you're not paying close attention to that. And then what you're really focusing on doesn't blossom and doesn't flourish as it could if you were equally paying attention to the other areas of your life. And I've noticed this with myself. When I'm really in tune with my health and taking care of myself with nutrition, with exercise, I find it harder to pay closer attention to the business and to get organized with the business. And when I'm very, very focused on the business, I usually get anxious and overwhelmed, and then I can't keep up with my practices for nutrition and for exercise. And the same thing goes with motherhood. When I'm very, trying to be super intentional with motherhood, then I fall short in the self-care aspect of things. And finding a way of doing it all together, of Mom Does It All, even with the challenges, has really been helping me excel and advance and really enjoy all the different areas: my marriage, my kids, my business, the time alone with myself, and improving my health. And it's not an easy task, of course, because it's a juggling act, but the mindfulness really, really helps, because you start noticing your reaction to things, and you can start nipping stuff in the bud that doesn't serve you. So it really is an invitation for self-awareness, for self-empowerment, and for creating a clear goal and a clear destination for yourself, and having those tools of awareness, of mindfulness throughout your journey to reach that destination. So being very aware, being very present, and being very grateful for what you're living right now so that you can reach that in the future. Because if you have no destination, then there is no point for a journey. I think I saw this quote sometimes a couple days ago or something, that the destination is just an excuse to keep on moving. The destination is just so you don't stand still, but it's not your focus, right? It's just to remind you of why you're even moving to begin with. But you just have to keep moving. You can't be living today just dreaming about the destination. You have to keep moving and learning from the journey. So I love that. The destination is just an excuse to keep moving. So you have to have a destination. You have to have a goal, but you have to be enjoying right now too, and taking things from the past to help you with the present. So this is what this resource is all about, is finding your happy. Because I was focused so much on the whole success side of things because, as I said before, I started out, once I switched the vision of my business, I started out wanting to help women, moms, grow their business. And then I noticed, hold on a second, I'm doing a lot of mindset work for women wanting to grow their business, but any mom can benefit from this inner work. And that's why I started, kind of expanding my vision and saying, I want to empower moms in general, whether they want to start a business or not. Any mom needs to go through this process of self-awareness and this empowerment. And then I realized that at the end of the day, especially if you don't have a business, you're not really looking for success. You're just really looking to be happy. And success or happiness, it has a different meaning and a different definition for everybody. And this is what I preach. You shouldn't be following anybody else's definition of success or happiness. It should be yours. But how do you even find your definition of happy? This is what I want to help you with. I want you to help you find your happy. And this is going to happen when you become more aware of your past and of your present so that you can create the happy future that you want. Okay? So I am so excited about this. So excited about the 10,000 downloads. And I want you guys to go download this. So officially putting it out in the world. And I'm going to be developing more into it, and I plan on doing a webinar about this and eventually about my program, but I wanted you to put your hands on this, on the sneak peek, to tell me what you think, to start working on your mindfulness and awareness right now, because I didn't want to delay anymore, because I said I was going to work on this a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to wait any longer. So this is like my first draft into the world. I want you to see it. I want you to be empowered, and I want you to give me your feedback, and I want you to find your happy. I want you to find your happy. I want you to know you're not alone. I want you to know you can be a beam of hope for women around you, for moms around you that might be struggling too, that by you encouraging and empowering yourself, you're not just doing yourself a favor and your family a favor, you're actually doing the other women around you a favor so that they can know that they can be empowered too. And understand that you can use your past and your presence in your favor to propel you into your future and to create the future of your dreams.
I am so happy you joined me yet again today. Don't forget to go get your free guide to find your happy and connect with me on social media. Mom Does It All across the board. Join the Mom Does It All community and leave me a review and a rating here on the show if you haven't already, so that more moms can hear this message of encouragement and empowerment. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.